Now, breaking news from WRAL. Coverage you can count on.
Breaking news here at 6 o'clock. Multiple people were shot on Brown University's campus in Providence, Rhode Island this evening. Police are still searching for the shooter or shooters after a second shooting was reported 2 blocks away from the first. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Eric Miller. WRAL's Elizabeth Holmes is in the live center for us tonight, monitoring all of this. Elizabeth, what are we learning at this point?
Well, we're learning, as you said, Eric, that active shooter is still at large. No official numbers yet on the number of people who were shot, the number of victims, but officials have come out and said that multiple people were shot. Now, this was first reported around 4:30 near an engineering department on campus. Officials later at one point said that there was actually a person in custody. They later walked that statement back. Again, the shooter has not been found. They are not in custody at this time. Then, Eric, as you said, there was a second report of a possible shooting just a few blocks away, about a 7-minute walk. As of this point, we do know that the FBI is aware. ATF is on campus. Again, multiple people shot. No word yet on a specific number, though, Eric.
Elizabeth, we know you're going to stay on top of that for us tonight. Thank you very much. Well, today was a great day to spend outside with sunny skies and milder temperatures, but some very cold air is on the way. Meteorologist Grant Skinner is in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with more. Grant, when are we expecting an Arctic blast to arrive?
Well, a cold front passes tomorrow morning, and behind that front, it'll be windy and very cold. I think the coldest air will arrive Sunday evening through Monday morning, since the timing of our WRAL weather alert day, Sunday into Monday. The main impact will be those wind chills that drop into the single digits as we head into late in the day tomorrow and into Monday morning. The National Weather Service issued a cold weather advisory. It covers our entire area. And this was issued because when you take into account not just the air temperature, but also the wind, so the impact that's felt in your body with that wind factored in, the wind chills will drop to the single digits. So that's why it was issued for the entire area. Extreme cold watch for areas to our south. So it is going to be frigid out there, especially late in the day tomorrow. So it starts at 6 p.m. and lasts all the way through 9 a.m. on Monday. Again, with wind chill, you're factoring in not just the air temperature, but also the wind. So typically when there's no wind and there's calm winds out there, that heat is generated by your body, and it's allowed to kind of be absorbed by your body, and you can feel more comfortable out there. But when it's windy, that wind then pushes the heat that you generate. So in return, it just feels very, very chilly. Make sure to have multiple layers tomorrow evening all the way through Monday morning. This evening in the 40s with clear skies, it'll be pleasant, but we got to watch that cold air in the next couple of days. We'll time out how cold it will be in the next couple of days coming up.
Grant, thank you very much. And you can check the hour-by-hour forecast created by our team of WRAL meteorologists in the free WRAL weather app. There you can also watch the latest forecast, use more than a dozen different radar views, and access our live camera network. Make sure to turn on push notifications so you can get important weather alerts sent right to your phone. Tonight, more than 20 reported car break-ins near Wake Forest. Neighbors are calling for something to be done after they say guns, credit cards, and other personal items have been stolen. WRAL's Flynn Snyder spoke with a woman whose car was damaged and is live in that area for us tonight. Flynn, the sheriff's office says they are investigating here.
Yeah, and investigators tell us this is happening near Jenkins Road and in the area north of Highway 98 and west of Capitol Boulevard. You can see it's very dark out here. It's a rural area. That's only leading to more shock from people here that these break-ins are happening in an area where not a lot of residents live. Take a look at these pictures. They show what Mary Ann Eckstein discovered early Thursday morning in her driveway. Her car's back passenger window shattered and several toys stolen. She's not alone. The Wake County Sheriff's Office says they've gotten roughly 20 reports of area break-ins since December 6th. Neighbors we spoke to believe that number could be much higher, only adding to the emotional toll these break-ins are having.
When your car's broken into, it's vandalized and the space, your family's space has been violated.
The sheriff's office spokesperson says they do not have a suspect in custody, but investigators are working to find who is responsible. On top of locking cars and removing valuables, authorities are also encouraging residents to install motion sensor lighting in their driveways and also make sure their car alarms are activated. Eckstein tells me that this incident is spurring her to up her driveway's security. Flynn Snyder, WRAL News, live in Wake County.
Yeah, understandably emotional. Flynn, thank you very much. We're working to learn more about this scene in Durham this afternoon. This video was taken from the WRAL breaking news tracker on East Main Street just after 12:30. That's several hours after the Durham Christmas parade this morning. There were several police cars on that scene. There was also a bullet hole in a car. WRAL has reached out to the police department to learn if anyone was injured and if any arrests have been made.
New tonight in the WRAL Live Center, President Trump is now vowing retaliation after 3 Americans were killed today. 3 others were wounded in Syria. Now, of those 3 that were killed, 2 of them were soldiers with the Army. 1 was an American interpreter. And U.S. officials are saying that this was a lone shooter who was connected with the Islamic State. Of the 3 that were wounded who are still being cared for at this point in the hospital, President Trump said they are doing pretty well. Eric?
Okay, thank you. Elizabeth, thank you very much. The Washington Post is reporting that the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs plans to eliminate as many as 35,000 health care positions this month. The Post is citing an internal memo. Veterans Affairs staffers and congressional aides. The cuts involve mostly unfilled jobs, including doctors, nurses, and support staff. According to the report, the agency hopes that the cuts will reduce the healthcare workforce to as few as 372,000 employees. That's a 10% reduction from last year. More than 3,300 NC State students walked across the stage at today's fall commencement. More than 1,000 students graduated with honors here. The graduating class represented 55 counties and 37 states. It includes 688 first-generation students, 86 veterans, and 417 international students. Stanhope Kelly, economic leader and NC State alumnus, delivered the commencement address today. Looking ahead, there'll be some ramp closures on the Beltline tomorrow. The ramp from Wade Avenue to I-440 West will be closed from 8 in the morning to 2 in the afternoon for paving. The ramp from I-440 East to Wade Avenue East will be closed from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Follow detour signs and use caution in that work zone. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers says their work helping Western NC recover from Tropical Storm Helene is complete. Over a span of 448 days, the Corps has removed more than 9 million cubic yards of debris from 23 different counties. That's enough debris to fill 6 super container ships. The more than 2,500 Army Corps of Engineers personnel restored critical water systems, rebuilt essential public facilities, and supported communities. While the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers has completed their job, recovery work is still, of course, underway in western North Carolina. Pro basketball is returning to Fayetteville. The Fayetteville Liberty tips off their first season next year as part of the Basketball League, or TBL. Today, athletes from across the region were at the Crown Complex for the final player combine and flagship tryouts. The players are all competing for a spot on the inaugural roster. That roster will be revealed in early 2026 with a training camp and community events leading up to a March season opener. The Liberty will be Fayetteville's first pro basketball team since the Patriots folded back in 2006. Well, UNC hiring Bill Belichick has been one of the biggest stories of the year. Now it's the subject of our latest WRAL documentary. The WRAL Doc Unit investigates how a basketball school landed one of the greatest football coaches of all time and why not everyone thought it would work.
I was getting calls from administrators in college when this happened saying, what the heck are they thinking?
There are some people out there who said among college football, when they heard this, they thought it was crazy.
Yeah.
What did you think?
I hope they're wrong.
At WRAL's documentary investigative reporter Kristen Severance worked with the WRAL sports team to uncover exclusive details about how the hire happened and what comes next. You can watch Coaching Carolina, the Belichick Way on TV, wherever you stream WRAL or on WRAL's YouTube channel, Thursday nights at 7:30. Well, still to come tonight, holiday cheer. How 2 communities got in the spirit today with some time-honored traditions. Plus, celestial display, how you can see one of the year's best meteor showers this weekend. And if you see breaking news, have a story tip, or shoot video or pictures of our weather, please report it to us. Go to WRAL.com/report it to send your video, pictures, or tip to our news team. We'll be right back.
We're continuing to follow that breaking news out of Providence, Rhode Island. Multiple people shot at Brown University. Again, this is video of the scene here. The active shooter at this point is still at large. We just heard from Brown University. They just put out a statement. They said that there are multiple victims, but at this point that they cannot share what condition they are in. And we also just heard from Brown. They're saying that they are still in a shelter-in-place mode, all hands on deck in this situation. Again, this was first reported around 4:30 on campus near an engineering department building. At one point, officials did say that there was a suspect in custody. They later walked back that statement and then reported a possible second shooting just a few blocks away from that original report. Again, multiple people shot. Brown not sharing the condition that they are in or how many people may have been shot at this time.
Troubling development. Elizabeth, thank you. Well, some holiday cheer was on full display in the Triangle today. Both Durham and Cary held their annual holiday parades. WRAL's Kirsten Clark shows us how these festive traditions truly bring the community together.
No matter your age or where you come from, there's something for everyone at the Durham Holiday Parade.
We can see all the different folks that make up Durham, and the kids get a kick out of seeing all the other kids in the parade.
And we've seen a lot out here today. Do you have any favorites?
I really like the vegan people that just walked by me.
And the Cary JC's Christmas Parade.
I like seeing all the bands because I really want to be in band one day. It's all pretty amazing.
After decades of both events, families continue to pack the streets to get a front row seat to the magic. From cultural celebrations to majestic marching bands, dazzling dancers, and so much more. It is all pretty amazing.
It's enjoyment and excitement to see, the spirit of Christmas everybody has.
I love everybody being together, another opportunity to connect and to see the organizations that are within our community.
And though the performances and the parade routes may change throughout the years, there is one attraction that remains a constant.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas!
Communities keeping the holiday spirit alive. Kirsten Clark, WRAL News.
I was out there on the WRAL float this morning. A great day out there in Durham. Well, if you haven't stuck your head outside tonight, a great opportunity here. One of the year's best meteor showers is happening right now. We're talking about the Geminid meteor shower. Tonight and into tomorrow morning, it's on full display, peaking because the sky is clear and the moon won't be too bright. You'll be able to get a great look at the shooting stars. To get the best view, NASA Ambassador Tony Rice tells us you need to be a little patient tonight.
Give your eyes 10 to 15 minutes to get used to the dark. You'll be amazed how much more you can see. And also, you need to be out there for a little while. 60 per hour, you're not going to see 60 all at once. You might go 20, 30, 40 minutes and not see any, and you're going to see a bunch all together. So the longer you stay out there, the more you're going to see, and the more time you give your eyes to adjust, you're going to see so many more.
And Tony says peak viewing will be right around 2 a.m., but even right now, you should be able to see something, and it's only going to get better throughout the evening and into those overnight hours. And I got to say, Grant, I actually did a little stargazing earlier this week, had some time off, and they're spectacular. You catch the Geminids just right. There's some really big, bright, beautiful meteors out there.
That's right. Like they said, around 2 a.m. is when we'll see the peak. You'll probably want to view them earlier tonight. And the reason for that is we're going to have clouds build late into the morning. We'll have a chance for some rain as well. So, yeah, if you're going to be doing any viewing this evening or into early tomorrow morning, temperatures are going to cool off into the upper 30s by tomorrow morning. So a little bit chilly. Make sure you're bundled up. And it peaks at 2 a.m. It should last through around 6 a.m. But I think past 2 a.m. we could see some extra cloud cover. So watching out for that and a chance for rain. The reason for that is this stronger cold front front. A WRAL weather alert day is in place for Sunday into Monday. And the reason for that is behind this front, not only will we see very cold air, but also windy conditions as well, making it feel very, very cold. Again, a small rain chance is possible, maybe a rain-snow mix into our northern spots, but I think the biggest impact is going to be that very cold air that arrives behind the front. So let's walk through how this will impact you with future casts. First, this is going to look at the rain and the cloud cover, maybe the rain-snow mix. We'll talk about the wind chill in a second. But 7 p.m., clear skies continue. Then by tomorrow morning, around 3-4 o'clock in the morning, some clouds start to build in and some isolated showers are possible. Then as we head closer to 8, 9, 10 o'clock, we could see some more isolated showers. This is actually a recent trend with forecast models. So I bumped up that rain chance just a bit. If this continues, I'll bump it up even more for the 10, 11. So make sure to tune in to see if we've updated that at all. And also check in with Chris Michaels tomorrow morning to track this rain and if we'll see any rain snow mix in our northern spots. By the afternoon tomorrow, after the front passes, we clear up quickly. But again, it's going to be very cold and it's going to be very windy as well. So although air temperatures drop into the 30s by 1 o'clock, into the 20s by 6 p.m. tomorrow evening, and we have clear skies, it's going to be breezy. You could see gusts up to 20 to 30 miles per hour, maybe some even stronger gusts. So the wind chill by around lunchtime is already in the 20s for most spots, teens to the north. And then check this out. You can see those pinks moving in. That's the very, very cold air, 5 p.m. in the teens across our area, some single digits up towards Roxborough. And then it just continues to sink to the south and east, down to the single digits all the way into the morning hours on Monday. Could last through around maybe even 7, 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday. So it's going to be very, very cold. That's why we have that WRAL weather alert day in place. Make sure before we get to tomorrow to weigh down those inflatables or bring them inside because it's going to be quite windy and cold at the same time. And make sure to practice those P's. People, pets, plants, and pipes. Protect all of them from the cold. It's going to be frigid into Sunday and Monday. So once we get past the WRAL weather alert days into Sunday and Monday, we finally get a warm up into the 60s by Thursday. It's going to be a night and day difference after the very cold air that we see later in the day, Sunday into Monday, down to 16 for the air temperature Monday. But remember, with the wind factored in, it will feel much colder. And then 38 for the high on Monday, finally back in the 60s, a chance for some more rain late Thursday and a Friday with our next front. But all eyes on the very cold air into tomorrow. Enjoy this evening because tomorrow evening you want to be indoors by the fire. It's going to be very cold.
Grant, can I file an objection? Way too much cold rain lately. Good grief. Thank you very much. All right, well, UNC is at home today. We're talking about practice after a win over USC upstate. Sports is next. And SNL is all new tonight, and it's the final new episode of 2025. British actor Josh O'Connor will host SNL for the first time alongside second-time musical guest Lily Allen. Watch Saturday Night Live immediately after our 11 o'clock news.
A whole lot of bejeebies. That's what Hubert Davis said. He said to his team during this one. Hubert, of course, doesn't swear, but I'm sure many of you Carolina fans did at home watching this game that was alarmingly close versus SC Upstate. YouTuber Mr. Beast in the house giving away $10,000 to students. That was probably a better attraction than most of this game. Caleb Wilson told me he got to meet him. SC Upstate getting acquainted with Wilson as well. Kid's a dunk machine. Jonathan Powell, the other standout in this one, throwing one down off the bench here in transition. But more than halfway through the first, Ken Palm's 258th ranked team was leading. Tyler Smith knocking down the three from the corner. UNC up just single digits at times in the second half. Hubert Davis lighting into the team. UNC got the message, better late than never. Powell tied a career-high 17 points. UNC wins 80-62.
Jonathan, you obviously played great today, but why do you think as a team SC Upstate was able to hang around so long?
I don't think that we were as bought in on defense as we usually are. So I think as the game went on and we started to pick up our effort and intensity, then it led to us getting a win.
I feel like our preparation and practice a couple days before wasn't as good as it should have been. As a team, we just got to approach it stronger, better, just have more energy and more enthusiasm no matter who we play.
It's a tremendous lesson. I told them I'm a visual learner. I can remember things, but if I see it, I remember for the rest of my life. And my hope is that they could clearly see that there is connection between how you prepare and how you practice in relation to how you play.
one of the reasons UNC didn't practice well this week, they were missing Caleb Wilson. He told us he sat out a couple days with a foot injury, said it was something he was going to play through as long as, quote, it didn't mess him up. In Chapel Hill, Pat Welter, WRAL Sports.
Breaking news, an update to that mass shooting, it sounds like, at Brown University. The AP now reporting that 2 people have died from that shooting at Brown University. They're still reporting that multiple people have been injured. Right now, it's unclear how many of those people are students. It's unclear if the 2 that are now dead were also students. No word yet at this point if the shooter or possible shooters are in custody. This is still a shelter-in-place situation at Brown University. Again, 2 people dead from that shooting at Brown University.
Elizabeth, thank you for staying on top of that. A lot of moving pieces here, and certainly a tragic situation continuing to play out there in Rhode Island. Well, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll have more updates this evening on all of these stories, including that shooting at Brown in our evening news. Again, thank you for joining us. Have a good evening.